The Creative 3-in-1 range is one of my favourite Lego themes because it represents incredible value. Straight out of the box, you can build 3 different things and they are almost always awesome. But in addition to that, the bigger ones usually have fantastic modular potential via rebrickable. And this set is no exception. I've had a couple of these lying around in this Lego room for a while now, and looking through the page on rebrickable for this set, there are so many different options we could go with. In fact, there are so many, I had to ask our Discord which one we should build. And after much discussion, and we are going back a couple of months now because you'll see why. After much discussion, we landed on this one, the Metro Station, which takes 2 of these sets, plus a bunch of extra parts that I've had to pick up on Bricklink, and converts into a really detailed, really cool modular building that we can just drop straight into the city. And after multiple Bricklink orders and lots of faffing around and sorting through all of the parts from these 2 sets, I now have just shy of 3,500 Lego pieces to make a 1 base plate modular. I've got my Mills plate ready. I've sorted all the pieces into their various parts. We've got our plates, we've got our bricks, we've got our weird bits and bobs, our snot bricks. This is just a box full of windows and doors. We've even got a little tub just full of minifigs and minifig parts. I don't know if I have another single base plate modular anywhere in the city that involves as many as 3,500 bricks, except I guess if you're counting stuff like Daily Bugle or Avengers Tower, I guess they go over it. But for a normal size, normal height modular, 3,500 bricks is a lot. But as the build goes on, you will see why. It's a couple of really nice buildings, plus an underground station. It's probably not going to be the underground station we use in the city, but it will be a underground station. And I can't wait. I think this one is going to be something special. And I'm also particularly excited after a couple of experiences with used bricks and used modular buildings. I'm very excited to be building something with brand new, nice, clean Lego, and the knowledge that as long as the design is right, I should have all the parts that I need. Cost-wise, to put all this together, the 2 sets were originally £125 each. I didn't pay £125 for either of them. One of them I picked up at John Lewis in Southampton just before we went on our cruise back on February, and got a discount because of box damage as well. So one of those boxes I got for £90. The other one I think I got from the Lego store online when it was discounted just before it retired at the end of last year. So I think for the 2 sets, I probably spent around about £200. It was then another £40 for the additional parts across a couple of Bricklink orders, plus 20, I want to say euros, it might have been dollars, 20 somethings, 20 currency units for the instructions on rebrickable as well, which is quite expensive, but it is a really detailed, really cool thing. But bottom line, we're about to put together a really cool, really detailed modular that when all is said and done, even including the cost of the Mills plate, will have cost me well under £300, probably closer to £250, and I am giddy. Let's crack on and get it made, shall we? And even more so than it would have been with some of the modular buildings that we've done previously using this method. Goodness me, the early stages of this build involved a lot of sorting through tubs looking for pieces. When you're trying to pick out 4 or 5 individual pieces from a pile of 3,500, you certainly spend more time sorting Lego than you do actually building Lego. I'm in 2 minds about what the best method for doing this is going forward. There's certainly an argument for sorting into more detail at an earlier stage than I do. The problem with that argument is it's just shifting when and where I'm spending all of that time. And I mean, this time lapse, I think, is probably about 2 hours of fiddling and assembling, and I think the end result of it isn't too bad for 2 hours work, but you get the odd little tiny fiddly little piece that, goodness me,
it takes a while to dig them out and find them, and it just drives you absolutely insane.
Well, I'm about 2 hours in, and goodness me, this thing has got some interior details. We've got a little bathroom going on here. This is the entrance to the underground station. You can see we've got the beginnings of the turnstiles, and I think this is where the escalators are going to go to take us downstairs. We've got this little back area. I think this is like I don't know if it's a travel agent or a tech shop, a camera shop. There's a couple of cameras in there on display, but there's also elephants in the window, which I guess it could be showing photography stuff. There's another little kitchen. Well, there's a little kitchen area here off the shop and next to the bathroom. We've got this staircase that leads up to the building that's going to go above the tube station. It's so detailed. Bearing in mind, the last modular I built was Cafe Corner, which was completely empty on the inside. I've been messing around with this for 2 hours and I've barely added any walls. It has all been interior detail. It is such a contrast and really shows how far Lego in general has come over the last 15 to 20 years. When Cafe Corner was considered revolutionary and awesome less than 20 years ago, and now we've got this, which is a fan-designed alternate build for a Creative 3-in-1 set. It's bananas, and I think it's going to take a while, and I am loving it, but it's gone 11 o'clock at night. I need to go to bed. I cannot wait to crack on with this again, though. It's awesome. It's now the next afternoon, and I'm happy to report I'm just as delighted with this now as I was last night. So let's crack on and try and get this. It's not even like a bottom floor that's going to be done, because it's kind of because of the stairs and the. Let's just get as much done as we can in the time we have available to us this afternoon.
And away we go. Another day, another couple of hours stretch of building. I say we're not really going to get the ground floor done, but that pretty much is where we're aiming for. It's just the ground floor on this particular build isn't your typical ground floor, because you've got the metro station area, which is kind of a half underground. You'll see when I show you in a second how cool it does. The escalator section that kind of very much gives the impression that you go through the door and then head down into the underground. I think we're going to have a lot of fun utilizing that in the city. But then you have the stairs that lead up to the building on top of it. So they're kind of like lopsided buildings above. So we do kind of get to a version of a ground floor, but it's like none of the official Lego modulars. I can't imagine Lego coming out with something quite like this, but it doesn't make it any less awesome.
Well, I'm another couple of hours in and I am starting to figure out what's what with this. So we've got our staircase and little M Metro sign on the front there. I love this bit here where the escalator is, where we've got little various chunks of partial minifigures to make it look like they're going down the escalators. I think that is absolutely awesome. Then around the back here, there's just this little kitchen room in there, bathroom in there. There's a little, I guess, little travel kiosk, maybe magazine kiosk out the back. But this bit is brilliant. It was a photo studio. And as you can see in the top there, we have got the little pink backdrop. There's cameras, there's a big lamp. It's really, really cool. And we're starting to get some walls on. And it is starting to take shape. And I've checked on the box. And that photo studio and that escalator thing, neither of them were in the original 3-in-1. So the designer of this, blooming excellent work. You should be working for Lego. This is great. One small costume change later, and we continue.
And yeah, I know I could have edited out that bit where I've just knocked that box, but luckily it didn't spill all over the floor on that occasion. But what the time lapses don't always show you is the 3 or 4 times during this build where I did completely knock one of those boxes off the table and the Lego went everywhere and I had to crawl around and pick it all up again. So just wanted to give you some insight into how clumsy I am. That my arms are just too long.
Well, I'm at the point where the bottom floor is pretty much done. I just need to add a tree, but it's, and I don't think I'm exaggerating here, the stupidest tree in the history of Lego, and it just keeps falling apart. So I think we're just gonna put the tree to one side forget the tree ever existed, and at some point I'll just add a tree that isn't awful there instead. It's just, it's horrific. This is a picture of what it's supposed to look like, but yeah, we're not going to add that tree. There'll just be a gap here. I might even just put a tile there and we just won't have a tree, and it will forever be a reminder that I didn't enjoy that tree. But that aside, this is now the bottom floor complete. So I really love the camera design out the front of the camera shop. We've got the camera shop, the little kitchen next to it, and then of course the Metro underground station there. And we've got these stairs that lead up to where we'll have another building here, and then another building on top of this one. You can see there's another staircase coming up here. So I guess we come around and then through the building and up there as well. So it's going to be cool. Just pretend the tree never happened.
So we are now on to instruction sheet 2 of 3, which is the additional buildings that go on top of it. It's all modular, like a normal modular building would be, and we're kind of building each side. So this is going to go over the top of the main pit of the building, as you can see it on the picture there at the moment. And yes, a little room to go on top of the little room that we've already got, and it looks lovely.
Well, we're another day into the production process for this incredible set. The camera actually died before the end of the time lapse on the last one, so I think you might have missed some of the end of it, and I couldn't record a progress update. But this is how we've been getting on. We've got a little music room, little, I guess, music studio, which is going to be living, when it's finished, it will pop on top there. So we're going to have the photo studio down here and then a music studio up top there. And look at the detail on that. It just looks so cool. It's a little bit wibbly wobbly because it's not finished yet. But yeah, it's looking really cool. And then of course, I think we have another build on top of this on here, and then also a building coming up here as well, which are both going to be modular and separate to each other. So looking very good. Let's crack on.
So just finishing off the little bits of detail on the building itself, and then we're moving on to doing the roof. So it's not another room on top of this, it is just a little bit of a roof. And this is where you get not quite the detail you would probably get on an official Lego set, 'cause I imagine they'd put all sorts of fun little features in the roof. This roof is very much just a roof that you're not going to be able to get inside of, not going to be able to access. It's just going to sit on top of the building and look cool, which is what roofs are for.
Well, this is book 2, PDF 2 of 3 complete. It wasn't another room on top of that, it was just a roof. And this is now this side of the building completely complete, and it looks awesome and it's very solid. I tell you what, for a rebrickable, this is incredibly well designed. If you'd have told me this was something Lego had come up with, this tree aside, which I'm never going to forgive the tree, we'll put something else there. But aside from the tree, the building itself is absolutely fantastic. And you can see we've got access on this side for the building that's going to go here, which I guess we'll crack on with now.
Oh, on to the final instruction manual. And I thought this was a little rooftop restaurant when I looked at the designs originally, but it's not. It's a very cool little, like, a way into the recording studio. You can see on the side of the recording studio there's a staircase. So basically the stairs come up from road level, pass through the building above the metro station, then you wind back round into the recording studio area, and then you go back up some stairs in there and come back again. It's very clever.
Okay, this is a very cool layout. So we've got this little bit where you come up the stairs here, and then you've got these 2 doors, and this is like the little waiting area for the music thing, and then you go up those stairs that are in there into where the main music studio is. But we've got some very cool little, I love the use of the flags in there. We've got a guitar on the wall. It's awesome. And then you've got this little patio area out the front as well. We've got one more building to pop on top, or one more thing, which looks like it's going to be an apartment, and then I guess a roof. But it is already, I mean, it's so cool. I can't believe I delayed this one for so long. I should have just cracked on with this immediately. It's awesome.
So next little room up, and it's all connected into the same building, other than the photo studio downstairs. Everything above is all connected and moves back and forth via the stairs and kind of snakes its way up. It's such a clever design.
Well, we are on the home straight now, boys and girls. This is a very cool little loft apartment, which has got more music stuff in. There was a lot of music stuff in this set, but we've got a little record player in there, the little sheet music, sat on the little sofa. I'm guessing that's like a little sofa bed. This really cool floor-to-ceiling window. I would live here. And this, with that little door there on the side, just slots on here, like this. Yoink. Looking very snazzy. Haven't seen it from the front yet. Looks good. I guess now we're just doing a roof. We are doing a roof. We've got a lot of plate left as well, which is nice. Let's get the roof done. And then we are done, I think. Apart from the tree. We don't talk about the tree. I don't want to hear about the tree in the comments.
And similarly to the roof on the other side, this roof is just a single purpose roof. There's no hidey little room inside of it. The rooms you've seen are the rooms that we've got, which I think is fine. It allows them to be more intricate with the roof design itself.
And there we go, folks. We have our little roof, which means our building is complete and it looks absolutely awesome. Goodness me, it's heavy as well. Bearing in mind the last modular I built was Cafe Corner. This feels like twice the weight of that. It has got some heft to it, and obviously level of detail incredible compared to something like that as well. The fact we've got these awesome interiors all the way through, from the tube station through the photography studio up into the music studio and the apartment above, the styling on the roof, the building style, this little staircase out the front to give us this little multi-level building deal and give us the area for getting into the tube station and the little escalators that are in there. What a build. The link to this is down in the description below, so you can grab the rebrickable. It's not a cheap one to do. Once you've factored in the cost of the rebrickable instructions, the two sets that are retired sets now, so they'll cost you a little bit more, the additional parts you need. You are left over with some pieces, some particularly useful ones. There are lots of quite useful plate left over and some other bits and bobs as well. So there's quite a lot left over. We've also got some minifig parts that we'll just use those to assemble bits of minifig to scatter around it. The tree was a nightmare. I'm not even going to try and do the tree, so we'll put something else there in replacement of the tree. But other than that, I am absolutely delighted with this build. Let me know down in the comments what you think of it. And also let me know if you've found anything as awesome as this on rebrickable that I should be trying out, because doing something like this is telling me that I really am only scratching the surface of that website, because there are some proper gems to be found. This is up there with any official Lego modular building, and the next time you see it, we will be adding it to our Lego city. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for us. Subscribe to the channel for loads more Lego content. And thank you very much for watching.